Hi guys, I'm here to show you how to quickly program up our Visiotech VS series of cameras. So once you've installed the software as per the manual, load up the software, make sure the camera is plugged into the dock. Once it's connected, you enter the default password which is in the manual. Okay. And once you press sign in, you will see here all the grayed out areas have now gone to white editable. So going through the buttons, we can modify the password. So this is the password to log onto the camera. You can change it to what you want. Be aware if you do forget it, you have to send it back to your supplier to get the password reset. Enter USB mode. Enter USB mode is for if you want to access the files directly on the camera. You can only do so via the software. Clear all files. This will delete any of the recorded footage on the camera. Format disk, this will format the built-in SD card directly back from scratch. I advise not to do this. Synchronize. Synchronizing is with the current time as of your PC. So you click on that, say success, and what that's done, that is now taking your PC time and implement it into the camera. And restore default. Restore default is just deleting all the current settings in your camera back to default. The software version is the firmware version of the camera. In case we ever need to know what this one is, should be always kept up to date. And your hardware version. So under useful information here, this was designed for law enforcement. So this police number here is the device number that you would put into the DEM. So in this case, we'll just make it 001001. So a minimum of 6 digits here. We can give it a name. I'm just calling this test camera. And this is like a unique serial number in here, which has to have 7 digits. So I'm just going to go 301001 again. And make sure you press save to save those settings. Okay, so for the video streaming, so the top one here is for recording. We have several different options. Okay, and also here we have several different options as well. So if we live streaming all the way to 1.87 720p 1.8 meg, all the way down to 150k of bandwidth. So depending on your internet signal that you have or bandwidth you want to use, you can make it whatever you like. I'm going to make it 720p and with your frame rates up to 30 frames a second. Okay, make sure you click save. Okay, here we have 4G setups. So by default they're set up for Telstra, but we've also got enabled auto APN here. Okay, so whatever SIM card, whether it's Optus, Telstra, Vodafone, plug it in and it should work. Okay, here we have Wi-Fi settings. So what we want to do is turn off the hotspot, leave it enabled if you want to connect up to your Wi-Fi network. So on the 2.4 gigahertz range only, you type in your SSID. So mine here is this one here. Okay, exactly as it's spelt. Okay, and also type in the password. Okay, and click add. So you can have multiple in here if you wanted to, but there's only one. And once you're done, press save. Okay, and scrolling all the way down here as well, we've got server information. So in this case, this is connected to my server, so the protocol is always CMS. Okay, you type in your public IP address or local IP address if you've got local only, or domain name, however your server's set up as per the manual. Okay, and you also give it a unique number as well. I recommend making it the same as this one here, but that's completely up to you. Okay, once you've done that, press save. Okay, and the other option here is GPS sync timer. So it's always good to have it synced. Okay, so make sure you choose your correct time zone, which we're +10 here in Australia. Okay, and press save. So whenever it says GPS signal, it will keep its time up to date. Okay, and once you're done, that's it. You can literally unplug your camera. Okay, as you can see, once the camera starts up, once you've unplugged the camera, you can see here everything's gone grayed out, so you can't touch it. Thank you. now we're back here looking at the back of the camera. So if we press any arrow, any button, including this top one here, to turn on and off the screen, okay, here we can see the resolution it's recording at. We can also see the Wi-Fi signal, so it's got full strength here, and also the 4G signal. So if the 4G signal or the Wi-Fi wasn't working, there'll be a little exclamation mark. Over here, there would be a GPS signal, but I'm indoors where there is no GPS, can't reach, and also it's connected to the cloud or have a little cloud or your server symbol here. Okay, also on the screen, we've got the camera number, okay, and we've also got, the camera name as well, with the current date and time and how much storage is used and how much storage is left out of total. So we've used 100 meg storage in this so far. Okay, with this bottom button here, it's a nice little M button. Right, press that, it takes you into the settings. If you press the back arrow here, okay, it takes you back out. If we press one of the directional buttons, up or down, okay, you can see the server name you programmed in earlier. Okay, press the down arrow, so we got 4G, it's valid, same with the SIM, the signal strength, its current IP address, the type of 4G it's using, and the IMEI number of the SIM card. Okay, GPS as well, if there was GPS signal. Okay, your Wi-Fi, if it was connected to this standard Wi-Fi hotspot in here, which we do not use at the current point in time. Okay, but it's also got the Wi-Fi IP address that it's connected to on my Wi-Fi. Okay, hardware version setup, okay, as well as how much battery voltage is left, and also when the product was made. Okay, and then also back again to our server details. Okay, push it back arrow. If we push back arrow again, we also can go into here. So as long as encryption is turned off, you can enter the video here to play back a video if need be. Okay, with sound. Okay, if there was a password enabled, which I will show you here. Okay, so in here we also have the settings here for the camera. So in here we can also change the recording resolution, bitrate, and also the streaming version. Okay, just by pressing the menu button and then up and down to change what you like. Okay, same with the recording bitrate, we've got fine, normal, super fine. Okay, back arrow to get out. Okay, we've also got different recording modes here. So press the M button to enter options. So we got manual, also auto. So auto record is as soon as the power turns on, it starts recording. Okay, loop recorders, and so if the hard drive gets full, it will start recording straight over top of the oldest footage that is on there. Okay, split record, so each recording file is split into a certain size or certain thing. So if you're recording for 4 hours, for example, there will be lots of 3-minute files. So if we want to change it, you push M to enter the options, and then up and down to change. Okay, all the way up to 30-minute files. Okay, pre-record, so in here we can set pre-record up to 25 seconds for different options in here. So what that does is the camera's always buffering, so if we push pre-record 25 seconds, so it's always keeping inside its buffer the last 25 seconds. So if you press the record button, it will start recording the past 25 seconds and from when you push the button. Okay, alarm end recording. So this is this red button up the top here. So when you press that, it will set a record of 30 seconds. So by pressing the M key again, we can scroll up and down to make that size the biggest as possible. 3 minutes. So if you're recording and then you press this, it will go off to your central recording station or monitoring station as an alarm, and it will record a separate file for 3 minutes. Capture size, so this here is the size of the still shots you want to take. So it goes all the way up. So all the way up to 32 megabytes. Okay, so nice big high clarity image. Save that. Okay, and that is by pressing this button here. on menu, so it won't work. Okay, capture mode, so they'll take a single photo, and you can change that. So when you push the button, it'll take time lapsed or single photo. Okay, so time lapse is every 5 seconds. Okay, LCD control, so this is the backlight for the panel, how long you want it on for. So you can either turn it off, okay, so it never turns off unless you press the button up here. Okay, up to 5 minutes, so the screen will stay on up to 5 minutes. Okay, just be aware it does take, the longer the LCD screen's on, the more battery it uses. Okay, auto power off, so it'll turn itself off after X amount of time. Speaker volume, okay, so we've got different settings. So this is how loud it sets when you press record button or beeps. This is how loud they are. Vibrate, so it gives you a notice of every time you press a button, it'll give you a little vibrate. Voice prompt, so that will tell you through a voice if the recording is on or recording has finished. Okay, IR switch, this is for your infrared sensor. So we have a couple of different options here, menu and auto, so at night it will automatically change on. And your photo sensor is how fine you want to. So if you're in and out of dark areas all the time, you can set it to fine, so it switches and swaps. Okay, we'll leave it to normal. 4G, okay, so this turns on and off your 4G, as well as turns on and off the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi access point, so this will be used in the future. Default settings, so if you made mistakes, you can always click on here and it'll just default the settings you've just changed. Password, so this will turn on the password to the screen as per the software. So if you change the password in the software, it will also change on here. Okay, screenshot is not used in this option. Okay, also your encryption, so you can turn your encryption on and off from the back of the camera. Talkback, so this is settings for talkback. This is a new feature that will be coming very shortly in the new version of firmware. Okay, and cloud backup. So what there is on here, this is if you want to back up the footage on the camera to your cloud server. It takes a lot of memory in here and uses a lot of bandwidth, so I recommend not using it. Okay, but your options in here, if you do, is for when it's on charge, auto, so as soon as it records a file, uploads a file, okay, or off. Also to note that if you are using the AES encryption, the files upload as an AES and you will not be able to play it through your cloud server, only through your DEMS backup. Okay, and then back to page 1.